Will Rogers said he never met a man he didn't like, and I think you'll like the man tapped to run the Will Rogers Museum. And the Hmong New Year's coming up. That's right. It's another chance to make a bunch of resolutions, grab some great food, and learn a lot. That's next on Green Country Perspectives. Oklahoma's favorite son, Will Rogers, left a legacy of timeless wisdom. Now, his daily commentary on American life, though tragically cut short with his passing in 1935, remains relevant to this day. He was a friend of presidents and movie stars and heard daily on the radio by millions. And he also had newspaper columns. And yet he was generous to anyone in need. The Will Rogers Museum is just across the street from where I'm sitting in the RSU TV studios. The museum has a new director now, and it turns out to be an old friend. We were used to talking to him as Representative Tad Jones of the Oklahoma House. Since then, he's worked with the Grand Lake Association and co-hosted our newest series, Living Grand on Grand Lake. Now, he oversees one of the treasures of Green Country. It's good to see you again, Led.
Good to see you too.
Good to have you here.
You bet, you bet.
Family good?
Doing great.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what you're doing over there. Anything new and exciting I need to know about?
Oh, so much going on. I've been on the job for just a little bit, started September 1st as the new director, and right off the bat, not of any of my doing at all, but we just had the second largest donation of collection to the memorial since Betty Rogers gave the memorial, oh goodness, I don't know, 70-some years ago. And a gentleman out of Minnesota named Gordon Kuntz gave his collection. He'd been collecting for years, a lot of movie posters and things. So
really?
Just a few weeks ago, made this big donation. We had some of his stuff before that's up on the walls. If you come to the memorial and go in the theater, you can see some of his posters. And now we have his other collection. We're going through that. And it's pretty exciting to have a new collection coming in.
Have you had a chance to go through and catalog everything?
Beginning that process, we have a great curator in Jennifer Holt. She is more than excited about what's just come in, and so it's a slow process to go through it. Again, they'll get the appraisal on all that here in the next month or so, but it's going to be a big collection. And he's been shopping for years all over the country finding different memorabilia. So we are thrilled, and once we get all that cataloged, then of course we'll want to share it with the public as much as we can.
I'm glad to know it's out there, because now I want to get my checkbook and go a hunting, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You and your family are breaking some new ground over there, aren't you?
We are. There's been 6 directors before me that's lived in the lodge there. There's a little lodge on the campus, and I guess they've kind of policed the place and been able to go right there to work. And so we're the first ones, though, that's lived there that have kids. So we've got 4 little boys, and probably the last time you and I talked, I just had 3, so
That's
I have
right.
a 4th. And
I love what you said about the new one.
Yeah, got red
Yeah.
curly hair in the back, and we don't want to cut his hair because it's just so cute. I know at some point we'll have to, but he's 1 year old, and so I've got a 10, 8, 4, and 1 year old, and they always like talking about, now that they're the first kids that live in the lodge, they're always saying, hey, we're the first ones to eat pizza at the lodge, or whatever. So they're having a good time there, and they're right next to the memorial, and so they can come over. There's a children's museum down in the basement. And if you have kids, it's a great place to bring your family. We've got a lot of toys down there, and you can get on stage and act like you're speaking to presidents and those kind of things. So it's a lot of fun down the Children's Museum.
That's really great. There was a video made, and I think it was made in 1987 by Harold Raines. Features Robin Williams in the video. And I mean, he's typical Robin Williams, the way it was all put together. And we're going to run just a little bit of it, and you'll be able to see it here on the monitor. Check out what Robin Williams does to help draw attention, if you will, ladies and gentlemen, to the Will Rogers Museum.
Hello, Washte, bienvenue, Howdy, bonjour, buenos dias, konnichiwa, shalom, and yo. I'm Ranger Tad. I'd like to welcome you to the Will Rogers house. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now.
Yeah. Excuse me, when was the house built?
Any other questions?
Yes. Can you tell me about Will Rogers, the man?
Yeah, let's separate the fantasy from the fiction here.
Stop it. Stop doing that with your lip or I'll put it shut.
Can you tell me about Will Rogers, the being?
Well, that ends our question and answer period. If you'll follow me now, we'll check out Will Rogers, the house. If you'll notice in front of us a door, try and walk through it. Well, as you can see, Will Rogers was kind of a little guy, but he had a big heart. And he was a cowboy. Yeah, and he had many cow things here. The cowboys didn't like to get dirty. They would clean their clothes a lot, and that's why you never found Will without his old trusty clothesline here.
Excuse me, Mr. Ranger. Was he not a twirly man with the rope, making very good tricks for vaudeville and Mr. Ziegfeld's follies?
How that happened was the old rope broke one day and landed on this doggy here, or cow, or dog, cowgie, if that's like a common cow, dog, cow. You know, this large mammal. Yo, Dizzy, wasn't he a biggest star in the movies? He was that, too.
Excuse me, Mr. Ranger. Mr. Smokey, wasn't he a high-paid radio comedian, or am I mishugging on this?
I thought he was the most popular journalist of his time.
Oi, oi.
I'm blinded. I'll
The
sue.
man doesn't know. He hasn't got a clue. He's got one wheel in the sand.
Excuse me, I was under the impression he was a whiz at public speaking. Well, you know, I'm a photo negative of Elvis. No one knows that.
Was he not America's unofficial ambassador to the world, the political consciousness of a nation?
He could have been.
Which one was he?
I wish I knew.
Which one was he, Mr. Smart Guy?
Okay, you got me there. I don't know, okay? Normally, I'm down at Zuma Beach going, hey, tight curl. I'm sorry, I took this job, and I need some help here.
Ranger Tad.
Yeah? Oh.
Ranger Tad, Will Rogers was all those things and a whole lot more.
And we're sitting here with Ranger Tad right now. Incidentally, that video also features Rodney Dangerfield, Dan Aykroyd, and Chevy Chase.
Yeah. The who's who of comedians from the
Really,
80s,
and
right?
tragically, we just lost Mr.
Right.
Williams.
And that's why we're airing it now, because actually years ago when we were in the Children's Museum with my kids, they had that video that was playing down there, and when Robin Williams passed, I said, wasn't there this video? And we looked it up and got it again, and so we've been showing it at the memorial, so you can come in, and it's on a little rotation, and you can see that. But you can see his talent. And at the very end, there's a very touching close with Robin Williams as well, where he's at Will Rogers' inspiration point and reads some quotes, and so it's a very touching close with Robin Williams.
Tad, time always goes by too quickly when you're here, but I got to ask you one short, brief question. I need a kind of a feely response from you. You've been there how long?
Started September 1st.
So you've had an opportunity to walk through the building at night alone, am I right?
Yes.
Do you ever feel like you're not really alone there?
Absolutely, and you know, it's really tough as you see what Will Rogers meant to the world, literally. So many people around the world loved him, and we had Governor Nye come in last year, and he gave this great talk and how he was a kid when the news of Will passing, and he was in the car and all the cars stopped, and he got out of the car as a kid going, what's going on? And everybody had just heard about this. And so, yeah, absolutely, you feel like that you know Will Rogers when you're in that museum. It's tough to walk by the new exhibit, The Final Journey, where he crashed. It's very difficult to kind of see that, to know that he was at the top of everything when he passed away. But that's why there's this wonderful memorial, because the country loved him and the state of Oklahoma did, and they helped to build that beautiful memorial.
I will never forget seeing his typewriter for the first time that was on the trip, the final trip. And the last word typed was death.
Yeah.
And I thought, my Lord. I mean, there couldn't have been a premonition. Not, I just don't believe in that, but there had to be some connection there. Hey, thank you for
Thank you
taking
so
time
much.
to come over. And what are hours again?
We're open 8 to 5 every day of the year, and you can come on out anytime and come see the museum. We also have the ranch, Dog Iron Ranch. It's out in Oologah, 12 miles away, and so you can do both of them in a day and spend a great time with the family.
You're a good man.
Good to see you.
Good to
Thank
see you again. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Hello, I'm Sam Jones. Last season, we got to meet some b-boys, breakdancers documented in the film Hmong B-Boys. And we had an introduction to the Hmong people living in Tulsa. Now it's almost the Hmong New Year, and it's time for celebration. So we've asked Linda Lor, the president of the Hmong American Association of Oklahoma, to tell us what's in store for this year. Welcome back.
Thank you very much for having us here.
What's coming, kid?
Hmong New Year is coming up October 25 and 26, and it's one of our biggest annual celebration for the Hmong community. And it's a fun time where we celebrate with food, family, dance, traditional clothing, all of the above.
Well, you just tapped on something that caught my attention. You said food. Are there lots of special foods there?
There's a variety of very special food, and it's made right there, homemade, Hmong style, with barbecue chicken and pork and ribs and sausage, egg rolls, and soup, pho. Just variety for you to choose from.
Well, I'll be there. You've already covered all
Yeah.
my interest. You have.
Yeah.
We have two other folks here with us I want you to meet. First, in the middle, a pastor and community member of the Hmong Society, Tua Yang.
Yes, good afternoon.
Am I close?
Yes.
All right. We also have Lashia Zong.
Yes.
Am I close with that?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Well, welcome to you both. I know you're first-timers. Don't be nervous.
Oh, thank you very
All right.
much. Yeah.
As a community member going into this, how does your New Year differ from the New Year that rolls around for non-Hmong members?
Yeah, actually, the Hmong New Year, we celebrate the New Year on lunar calendar according to the moon.
I see.
So that is different from all the and from the different from the Gregorian calendar.
All right.
Yes.
So, folk expecting it to be on the current calendar, the rollover of the first of the year, would miss it, man.
Right, yes.
They're going to miss it. Well, Lashia, what do you do? What do you bring to the dinner table on this?
Well, I am the competition contestant coordinator, and so we have singing, dancing. We also have Miss Hmong Oklahoma.
Really?
And this year is our very first time having Mr. Hmong Oklahoma.
Oh, you've got a mister this
yes.
year.
So I am just coordinating all those contestants, all those competition for the New Year's.
Sweet.
Yes.
Well, we have some video. Well, we got some pictures that we're going to share, and I don't want any one person to talk to us about this. I want you all three to talk with us and tell us what we're seeing. First, let's take a look at the first picture that Dale has in the control room. What are we seeing here?
Go ahead, Lashia.
These are our contestants, our Miss Hmong Oklahoma throughout the years. We've had the program for the last 5 years. The one on the far, I would say my far right or left, we have Miss Hmong Oklahoma 2010, from 2011, 2014, and then on the far end with the blue sash, that's our Miss Hmong International.
Really?
She won second place during her term when she competed here in Oklahoma. And so we had sent her to Fresno, California, where they have the Miss Hmong International competition. And so she won Miss Hmong International, I believe it was 2012.
All right, now the clothing that the young ladies are wearing, is that traditional clothing?
Yes. All of them are all traditional. As you can see, all of them are wearing the white dress. The one where they have the black with the little flower decoration, she's actually wearing a pants there. But then all of that are all traditional, and they all represent a certain different type, ethnic, different type of Hmong, basically. And so.
All right, let's go to the next picture. And I don't know how many pictures we got in there, but gosh, another beautiful woman.
This is our Miss Hmong Oklahoma 2014.
She's the first place winner for 2015. Each year we choose a first, second, and third place, and she won the first place.
Beautiful.
So she holds that title for a whole year.
And what is this?
This is the ball tossing where Hmong traditional that's the main focus, is to ball toss and where young boys and young girls come together from worldwide, far and near. And that's when they find the ball tossing game is like a communication game where they communicate to see if they like each other, their attitudes fit, and it's a time for them to find their soulmate. So it's part of a communication tool. This is the opening ceremony where in the beginning, where community comes together and they open for the new year, open for the whole community, and leaders from within the community open the new year for all to enjoy.
Before we go to the next picture, I want to talk a little bit about the Hmong people if we could, because if folk missed the first program we did with you guys,
Right, yes.
there might be some things that they might not know. Who, in fact, are the Hmong people?
Yeah, the Hmong people originally from China. So because of the Opium War in China, and the Chinese government tax very heavy on the minority group, and then the Hmong people try to get out the country of China, and they come to Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Myanmar. Approximately it should be between 1800. So they came to Laos.
Well, I know the Hmong people were definitely an asset to the American troops and their allies in Vietnam.
Oh, yes.
They fought with distinction.
Yeah, suppose that if we know about the Secret War, so we would know about the Hmong people. Because before 1975, the Hmong people support the American policy in Laos. So that is we call the Secret War. And after 1975, the country of Laos fall to communists, and then we must leave Laos in order not to be persecuted by the new government.
Well, you had several members of the Hmong community that settled in this part of the country. And I think the figure I came across was 300,000 Hmong people.
Roughly, Hmong was scattered throughout the U.S.,
Yeah.
the United States. Some came to Oklahoma here, and census said were about 25 to 3,000. But according
But
to
300,000 across the country.
to Oklahoma here.
Yeah.
But according to the members we have throughout clan leaders, we have close to 5,000 in the metro, Tulsa metro area. So Tulsa is one of the largest Hmong residents that live in Tulsa. That's why the Hmong New Year is celebrated in Tulsa each year around late October to November, early November. And this is the time where Hmong Oklahomans from everywhere, and also the tri-states in Oklahoma, come in sort of like a community reunion where we come together and we celebrate tradition. It's a time for us to preserve and remember who we are. And this event is open to the whole public, not just the community, but for the whole public, where if, you know, in this country, diverse community is so important. It is so important for us to learn about other cultures, and we open our cultures for other people to learn about the Hmong people too, and help better understand the communication, the culture, the environment that we are all in Oklahoma.
Shia, are you seeing, and of course you being a youngster could help me address this, are you seeing the young ones working to hang on to the culture?
I believe we are. We are trying to preserve our backgrounds, our culture, our heritage, and by just coming or attending this event, the Hmong New Year, we are, you know, like said, I'm in charge of the coordinator, the contestant, singing, being able to sing to traditional dance and stuff. All year long, we have the youth come out and really just show what they have. And on top of that, with the pageant, we have contestants who are learning how to speak Hmong, like I said, retaining, preserving their culture, who they are, what they are. So I do see a lot.
That's a good thing,
Yes.
hanging on to the culture, because it's so important for the young ones
It
to know
is.
where they came from.
It is.
And their heritage is so rich as it is. Now, I want to point out one thing. The majority of the Hmong live largely in the Tulsa metro area, including, if I might add, Broken Arrow, Owasso, Collinsville, Claremore, and surrounding smaller towns. So folk are spread out everywhere, centrally located, though, in the Tulsa region. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's right.
Okay, we have some more pictures we want to share with you. You'll take a look at this. Oh, is that
this
what I
is-
think it is?
Yes, this is barbecue ribs, pork, and we have chicken. We have Hmong-made sausage. So it's homemade sausage that you cannot find anywhere in the market.
Hmong homemade sausage?
Yes, and they
Oh.
are delicious. You have to come out and try them.
Oh, I'm going to. I fully intend to. I'll come back and give a full report.
Yes.
Because I do love sausage. And what is this?
And then we have vendors that come out too, and they would, we have different vendors, over close to 100 booths where they sell merchandise, anywhere from toys to Hmong clothes, Hmong
Yeah, let's back up to
books.
to the picture we had just before this. That we're showing the clothes that were hung up there.
Yes. We have anywhere from clothes to toys to academic books, history, culture, all of it.
Clothing like this, I mean, you can't just walk in and buy this off the shelf.
No, you
No.
cannot find them in any store.
Are they?
Their majority of them are handmade, and they take a long time to make.
I was going to say, it looks like there'd be a lot of intricacies involved. Dale, if we could, let's go ahead on. Where did that come from? Let's go ahead with the progression of the pictures here.
Yeah.
And this is just a typical booth. that
Yeah,
you might see
typical
there.
booth.
All right.
And we have, like I said, over close to 100 booths to choose from.
Oh,
too.
wow.
Yeah, so a lot to see,
And lots of food. I want to underscore
lots
that.
of food.
All right. What are we seeing here?
And with the festival, we also have a sports tournament. So we have flag football, we have soccer, we have volleyball, both men and women. So just variety of sports. And these are competitors where they come out to compete. They practice all year. They come out during this time to compete, and then they won first place, second, third place too. So there's lots of sport activities to see.
So that's
as
a
well.
badge of honor that would be carried on to the next year.
Yes.
Yes.
And what are we seeing
Here's women's volleyball. So they're just playing a variety of sport activities.
here? I see.
So you have food to taste, sports to watch, just different things to buy if you're interested.
And
Again,
this-
that's a pageant that we host last year, just different contestants on stage.
And what are these?
This is the Chinese where we invite other outsider ethnic groups to come out and perform at our New Year to showcase their culture as well. So it's not all about the Hmong community. It's diverse out to other ethnic group too.
These are such interesting
Yeah.
articles of clothing. The hats, is that the correct thing to call it? Are they
Yes,
hats?
they are hats.
You don't see those in Owasso.
No.
Now, like I said, the new year, it's where everyone brings out their color, their enrichment of their outfits. And so if anybody or everybody attends, you'll be seeing a lot of different
Sure.
outfits. So, and there's different designs too.
And look at, in this picture, there's a variety of different clothing. So the one with the black shirt, that one's traditional. And then the other three are more of a more modernized a little bit, blended with Chinese tie too. So the culture when you come out there, you don't just see Hmong, like I said, you see variety of different clothing colors.
We've got about a minute and a half. This is October 25th and 26th, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And where is the celebration?
It will be October 25 and 26 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the address is 12000 East 31st Street.
The Green Country
Yeah,
Event
and
Center?
the Green Country Event Center. You see the address there. And we are open from 8 to 5 p.m. and the event is open to the public. So we love to have you, anybody that come out, we would love to have
Well,
you.
you know
all.
I'm coming. I mean, you hooked me on the sausage. The minute you said sausage, Sam's going to show up. Hey, thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Appreciate
much.
it. It's good to see.
Thank
Good to
you
have
very
met you
much.
two. We'll have you back again, Linda. Take care, hon.
Thank you so
We'll
much.
talk to you later.
Bye.
That's all the time we have for this segment of Green Country Perspectives. If you got questions, comments, or program ideas, please let us know. And thanks for joining us on RSU Public Television.